Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of Auburn County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Good evening. What's up to everybody here in Route 33 land? There is a full house here tonight, and it is the first edition of the 2025 Raider Review show. And what would a Wednesday night be without the great Wally Board who just walked in? I am your host, Drew Miller. Right beside me, my partner in crime, John Penna. And soon to be on the air, slamming what is now going to be called a Coach B special, is Coach Paul Burnett. Those of you out there who are watching from Route 33, Supreme future Hall of Fame coach Paul Burnett is in the building. I'm just saying. I feel like that could be a thing. We got a lot to talk about here in episode number 1. Thank you all for joining us. We do apologize. We are not on the radio tonight. That may be, John, a clerical error on my part. I'm sorry.
Well, you've got a full plate these days, Drew. More than a full plate.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of that stuff here in just a little bit. One of the things, though, that we do want to talk about here as we prepare for the opening of obviously the 2025 fall sports season. Now, there are some sports who have already started their season. Golf, of course, begins early in August. Volleyball has already had a tri-match as well. Of course, this coming Saturday night, it's going to be Roane County High School Raider football. And off we go. Are you ready into the wild blue yonder, John?
I'm ready, man. It's football season. It's what we live for, man.
Absolutely. We appreciate all of you tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. Please share, like the video. Follow us or subscribe to us if you are not already a follower or a subscriber. And please comment. We like to interact with the people who are watching. And right away, Lauren Stone Street on it. She says, hey, y'all. And I think she meant that for Toby, who is still looking like he is a frozen man. I am staring at Toby in the and now he's smiling a little bit. We're delayed in what we're watching here just a little bit. So the reason that we wanted to bring Athletic Director Toby forward, and Toby, number one, thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. He's not frozen.
He's no longer frozen in time. There are some things going on in the world of being up at Roane County High School that you wanted to talk about with regard to game number 1. Before that even happens, let's talk about this situation where we were a part of the, Ratliff Insurance, what do you call it?
It was emailed to me.
Glenville State University.
Ratliff Insurance High School Football
Showcase?
Kickoff Classic, I believe.
Okay, so that was to take place originally when they scheduled it at Glenville State University.
Correct.
All of a sudden they said, well, we're just demolishing the entire stadium and we're going to rebuild from scratch. They planned that out and I guess didn't plan it to finish in time. So all of those games that were scheduled to be played at Glenville State University have been moved to other locations. And in fact, Roane County High School turns out to be quite the solid location because you've got 3 games this weekend.
Got 3, and I think Clay was originally supposed to be there, but then they were going to host their game.
Right.
But now their field's not ready.
Yeah.
So we got them Friday night. So Clay and Midland Trail will be playing at County Stadium Friday night at 7:30. So that's another game you can come watch.
Absolutely.
The turf is going to be put to use.
Yes, it will be broken in quickly if it hasn't been broken in already. I'd say it got broken in last year because we had not just 10 games, but 13 games of high school football on that field. We're going to talk about, obviously, the magical season that was 2024 for the Raiders. We'll talk about that with Coach Burdett. We'll move on from that because as much as you like to talk about it, and we still like to think about it, he's going to be right back in coach mode again. Well, that was last year.
He's going to tell you it's in the past.
What is he going to say to us? What is he going to say to us about that?
That was a good run.
Something about it. It was a great run. We set school records, and that was a magical year. Forget it as a magical year, but now we're here for 2025.
His version of saying I'm over it.
Yeah.
The lovely thing is I'm staring him in the face right now off the camera.
Has he eaten his Coach B special burger?
He's working on the Coach B burger special. That is what happens. So
It's gone.
It's
gone.
Well, Toby Ford had one of those before we started.
Had I known it was a Coach B special, I may have ordered something different.
I was a little bit taken aback by the fact that he ordered a side of mayo this year. I was not prepared for that. That was a little bit different. So I want to say hi to people tuning in. Frank Farrar, Toby, you need to lighten up, he says. Coach Farrar said you need to lighten up.
It's better than calling me a jerk. That's what he usually does.
Maybe that stare down you gave him.
You know what I'm going to say, Coach Farrar? You know what I'm going to say.
Something about Ohio State, probably. What's the countdown on that?
Well, little brother, I don't know. We're at over 2,000 days. Since
Over 2,000 days since Ohio State.
Come close to beating Michigan. I've lost track.
Okay, so Jamie Rothfuss tuning in, and of course he's got that Tiger pride. Let's talk, Toby, about the situation up at the field itself, up at County Stadium. When they had all the construction going on, you obviously had to navigate that with games up at the facility, and you guys utilized, obviously, the shuttle busing down at Lick Fork Field and some shuttles services even from over at Roane County High School itself. With a new season, 2025 coming into effect, what is the situation as far as that's concerned with, number one, parking, number two, shuttle services to these games and events up at County Stadium?
Well, parking is going to be pretty much the same area as the park. However, we're not going to have any shuttles running. No shuttles. So you are still more than welcome to park down by the Andy Kinder practice facility field down there with the FFA barn and walk up the hill. That's fine.
Yeah.
And you'll just have to pay when you get up top. We'll put a gate up there at the top of the hill, and you just walk up and pay. So the back hill will be closed. You cannot drive up that way. We'll probably have cones out across the road. So just park in the lot and then walk on up and pay when you get up there. Of course, you can always park up by the school in the parking lots, and the gate we had back by the FFA shop area and the meats lab and all the greenhouse side over there on that side of the school, I'm going to block that off also. So you can park over there and walk in, and we're going to put the gates by the new middle school where the Y is that goes up by the to the stadium or over the hill. So there'll be gates there and a gate at the top of the hill when you come up the back hill. But so you can't drive through the sides either way. All traffic is going to drive right by the new road by the new middle school.
Yeah. Simplify it, bottleneck it so it's easier to manage ticket takers. You will be one of them.
It's probably more than likely, yes. More than likely. Yeah, and really it helps. It's going to help hopefully control things a little more. You're not going to have cars coming from every which direction. Maybe a little more safer for people to walk around, and you can know where the cars are coming from now. So we're going to try that and see how that works. Everybody will pay right there, right by the new middle school where the Y is. We'll have the gates there, and we'll see what happens. Oh, also, of course, we're going to try to park If you have a handicap pass,
I was just getting ready to say, William Harper, what about handicap parking?
handicap parking.
Toby's like a savant.
Where the middle school, that new road is, all those spots
Okay.
along the side of the middle school, we're going to fill those up first with the handicap passes. And if we happen to have overflow, I think you park about 30 cars there maybe.
Yeah.
And if you overflow, then we'll have to obviously let you go up to the top. However, for the first game here, people used to having the Raider parking passes that Coach Burdett gives out to the people, to their team that pay for their packs and all that stuff. He hasn't given those out yet, and the reason why is because this was not a regularly scheduled home game.
Yes.
So we're going to try this year. If you want to go up top and park, you're going to pay us $5 to go up there and park.
Okay.
So you can pay it right there by where the road is. It goes right by the middle school there. You can pay us $5 and go up and park. If you have a handicap pass, you can go right in there and park. If you don't want to pay, you can go park in the parking lot and walk up.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. So there is your answer, William Harper, about handicap parking. There will be handicap spaces available at the side entrance there where the middle school parking usually is, just along the side right before you get to the actual county stadium itself. Now on top of that, we got Jamie Rothfuss and Frank Farrar just enjoying the fact that they are Ohio State fans on top of that. Stephanie Poole, glad we're back on the air as well. We do appreciate everyone for tuning in to us here in this first episode. Toby, let's talk about fall sports. It is in full effect with golf, obviously, and with volleyball. Volleyball had just recently a tri-match. We're going to talk about some of these statistics from that. I think they finished 1-1 with Calhoun and Ravenswood. They're defeating Calhoun and dropping a couple sets to Ravenswood. But you get into this job again for the year of 2025, and how have things gone so far for you guys?
Well, busy. Busy to say the least. They reposted, reconfigured some things, and they've added Spencer Middle School athletic directing responsibilities to me. So I'm doing both the high school and the middle school, which makes it very busy, but we'll take care of that. It's not a problem. Other than that, it's been as it has been. I mean, kids come out, we start rolling, and here we go, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't stop for anybody, right?
Correct.
It certainly doesn't stop for Toby Ford. We know that. So, but I'll tell you what. Obviously, we're very satisfied, happy that you are back at the helm, because things just run well with you at the head of everything when it comes to athletics. And I know it's not easy for you to do all the stuff that you're doing, but
It just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
When you have two schools there at the same time with scheduling conflicts and those kind of things that, you know, sometimes the communication's not there and things kind of get, you know, lost in translation. So it's a little bit easier, I would think.
With everybody using the same facilities, you got to have one master schedule is going to make it easier.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and that was the main purpose for doing that, I think.
Right.
And not to say that principals don't have enough to do on their plate the way it is.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit busy as well.
well, how about that? So you've got a let's say not new to the area, obviously, but you have a brand new principal up at Roane County High School. Congratulations to Jennifer Hunt. She is the new principal at Roane County High School.
And you said definitely not an unfamiliar face in the county. She's been at Walton for years. And she moved up to Roane County High School, and we're excited to have her, and she's doing a great job so far, I think. So, and I hope she's there to settle in and stay. Not only the staff would like to have a consistent boss there, but the kids would love that too, I think. So that's a good thing.
All good things, circular, circle. So I'm hearing that we're having like an issue with the sound quality, and again, I'll tell you why we're having an issue with the sound quality, guys. Because Swolby is not here.
Has Swolby ever been to?
He really hasn't. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. He started a new gig. He started a new job. He's working like 15 jobs now, including the 7 that I have him on. But they tell me that it's a little bit muffled and loud here. I do apologize. I've got us all. Let me see if I can turn Toby down a little bit, I guess, and turn John down and turn me down a little bit. I guess that would work. I don't know.
We'll try it out.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Swolby to remote in here. He was in charge of fixing up before we went online. I didn't know what I was doing at all, and I couldn't even get anything. I couldn't get the camera to show up. So that just tells you how smart I am not. So we are very happy, though, to be here for episode number 1 of hopefully many to come. We had a great year last year. We're going to have hopefully continued success this year in football season, in volleyball season, in golf. I tell you what, this year in golf, we've got a significant amount of girls golfers.
Well, he's got a big roster this year of 14 total.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see, and yes, with some girls on there, and that is exciting. He's got them entered into some all-girl matches that the state has been putting on. So yeah, that's a big thing, and he's encouraging, and I'm encouraging, and everybody's encouraging more girls to come out and maybe get a full roster of girls to go participate as a team in these things.
Well, we're trying to get participation up in many sports. John, I'll let you talk about what's happening in the world of wrestling, and I know we're off the season right now, but girls wrestling and female participation in high school wrestling in West Virginia has really gone up.
Yeah, for the last 2 years at the state wrestling tournament, there have been championships, just a tournament for the girls. There are girls teams that are coming around, and right now I know at Roane County High School we're looking at 3 girls that we do know for sure that will be on the team. Coach Jarvis is I've talked with him about that. He's getting them some singlets made up, and then for the middle school, I've had pretty consistent numbers, probably 6 or 7 the whole off season doing some work. So I could have up to 6 or 7 girls at the middle school, and then that'll translate most of them going to the high school, and eventually maybe we have our own girls team. That's what we'd like to do, and we're trying to encourage that. At our youth level, we have 3 or 4 girls that are doing it as well. So we're just pushing to grow it, and it's good because they get their own tournament, they wrestle each other. Really a great opportunity for them to win some state championships or some state titles, and just continue to grow the sport. There are scholarships available.
Oh, wow.
At the
In
college
golf
level,
and in wrestling.
and in golf and in wrestling, and those individual sports. So we're excited for it. I'm excited for it too. So if you any of the young ladies out there, we'll get you on the team and get you trained up and ready to go.
A couple of people talking, tuning in. Cruz Lawson says it sounds good to him. Please, thank you very much, Cruz. Now Swolby tunes in. He's like, sounds better. Don't ever blame me again. It's always Swolby's fault because he's not here to defend himself.
Well, and that's his job.
Yeah, and even if he were here to defend himself, he wouldn't get on the air to do it.
True.
Also, Brad Nichols has a question for you. Said, Toby, did you order a shark sandwich?
2 of them.
And my good buddy Fred said, turn the metal plate in your head. Listen, I'm made of metal at this point these days. So actually, I'm made of goo. I don't even have many ligaments left or anything like that.
You're gelatinous.
Yeah, I am a gelatinous mass, folks. We're very happy to be here again. This is episode number 1, and we do want to thank once again, as has been our sponsor, basically every year we've done this, and that is DW Excavating. Doug Walker, Angie Walker, the entire crew there, and I can actually add Clay Walker in there now because Clay's working with his dad.
You got them CDLs, boys.
Yeah, I do want to thank them for their sponsorship of the Raider Review each and every Wednesday night. We're going to take a break. When we get back, Toby, number 1, thank you very much for joining us, man.
Well,
you can stay with us if you'd like.
Well, let me just say one more thing about Saturday, about the admission. It's $10 for adults, and it's $5 for students, and that's if you come to one game or if you come to both games.
Okay.
It's $10 for adults, $5 for students, but you can get 2 games for $10. So
Heck yeah.
that's a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good deal.
And show up early, you'll see a future opponent of Roane County's in Williamstown.
That's correct. And come Friday night and see a future opponent with Clay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and then before you bounce on with Coach Burdett with football, then you talk about other fall sports. We are getting ready. Like you said, volleyball's been playing, golf's been playing, but this week coming up, everybody else is getting ready to open up. Soccer's going to start tomorrow.
Okay.
Cross country starts next Saturday. Of course, cheerleading will be out there Saturday with us this coming Saturday doing their thing. And then, of course, the band's been working hard and they're ready to put on their show. So
It's another reason that Toby Ford is the best AD there is, because he remembers all this stuff that I forget.
He knows it all.
Yeah, and if you ever have any questions, folks, follow Toby Ford's posts on Facebook with Roane County High School. He can give out, it's one thing you do each week on a Sunday evening, you give out the schedule of events for the week, which is really nice.
And daily, the countdown.
And the countdown, 188 today.
188.
His countdown of days remaining as an administrator for the season already. He's got a countdown going on. Folks, we'll break away for DW Excavating. Be right back with Coach Paul Burdett after this.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of Auburn County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Are you not in for?
Okay, I can hear it now, but that music was loud.
Listen, that music is really loud. I get pumped up for that
Is
music.
Did we add more to that music?
No,
is that
no. I
longer?
think there's something going on with the audio that I am unaware of, and Swolby's not here to fix it.
I thought it was the remix because it was like way longer.
It was a little longer than
Wasn't
normal. Yeah. Can you hear
Was
me?
it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check.
We can hear
check.
you.
Okay.
Do I need to turn your ears up even more, Bub? Is that what it is?
Right there. Yeah. Hey. It's the age thing, man.
We are in preseason mode. Here's two things I forgot, right, folks? Number one, I forgot that we didn't even have a scene for this show. Number two, if you look up behind us, our normal area that shows the Raider Review, sponsored by DW Excavating, the signage is not here. I forgot it. And thirdly, I forgot my koozies for the giveaway. Every week we do a trivia question to give away. I totally bombed on that one. It's not. Listen, I've been quite busy, and I'm not going to bore you with this. And I know Coach Burdett is going to be staring me down. We've already started a new NIL deal with Coach Burdett just because we were expanding our services.
Wow.
Yeah. Lucrative offer for you, Coach Burdett. Lucrative.
Well, it took a lot of, there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of wheeling and dealing.
As in 3 messages.
I just wonder. I'm wondering how. Do I have to go to Dairy Queen to get the Blizzard, or?
Here's what I'll do for you, Coach.
That's the part that's. I mean, that part's.
I will go purchase the gift certificates. So if, in fact, you do not crave the Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Like the night of.
Yeah. You can get one some other time.
I got you.
It's a nice Sunday treat.
Yeah, like on the way to a meeting, watch some film,
Hammer the Blizzard.
And
out.
you can eat in front of the rest of the coaches, and they can get jealous.
That's true, and I'll say this. It's my face, fellas. It's
Yeah.
my fault.
Speaking of that, I was hoping
NIL,
that your
but-
wife Angie would bring your Coach Burdett fathead.
No, we burned them over the winter.
We could have put that behind us and scared kids for a long time.
For a long time. We burnt that thing over the winter.
Oh, man.
I stole my mom's and burned it too.
Dang it. Did anybody get Amanda Bias's? She may still have hers.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Coach Ford's right. That thing's huge. I mean, that thing burnt for 3 days in the backyard.
It was
life-size.
It was not kindling. I tell you, we're in good spirits here, Coach Burdett, obviously, because it's the first show of the year. I know that you guys have been absolutely swamped busy getting yourselves ready for a new season, but I would be remiss if I didn't, obviously, go backwards first. I know you like to look forward, and we'll do this time, and this will be the only time we go back to last year, but it deserves it because what a magical season the entire county of Roane had last year, following you and your football program all the way to Charleston, West Virginia. Serendipitous that you picked the year that they took it back to Charleston to make it for the first time in Roane County history to Charleston. Can you, I know you've had a lot of time now, you've had an off season, you have a new group of guys, but can you take it back to the night of the week following, the month following, and how you, if you were able to process coaching in and watching your kids and your program play in a Class AA state title game for the first time?
So we go watch state championships every year, and I have probably most of the years that I've been head coach. Go up, watch games on Friday, watch games on Saturday, and then come home. And I can remember always sitting in the bleachers and they're introducing the teams before the game, and I thought, man, how cool would it be to stand there and watch your kids get introduced at a state championship game and then go play that game, And I guess the closest thing that I'd got to it to that point was when I was assistant coach or head coach at the North-South game, because we kind of do the same thing. And but we got to the stadium last year, and I can remember going in the locker room and going, you know what, it's really cold in here. It was approximately 46 degrees in our locker room when we showed up.
It was not warm.
And then I remember walking the field, and I remember nothing after that. I don't remember. I don't remember the guys going out and me being on the field during stretching. I don't remember the pregame at all. I don't remember standing there and listening to those guys' names getting called out. I think you get so caught up in the moment and the emotions, and you're trying to take all of it in, and you just lose it.
Right.
And I hate that, I mean, obviously we were there, right? and I was a part of it, and I know that, but I can't remember. I can't remember that part of it.
So of mind, body, and spirit, you were only in body.
I don't know where the rest of it was. It was floating around there somewhere, but and then the rest of the night, didn't go our way, so that part made it hard too, I guess. But that took zero pride away from how I felt about our team and our community and what we had done throughout the whole year. I think, and I've said it all along, I think if our first drive goes a little different, I think the game goes a little different. I think it's a totally different game, Not saying that we win or lose after that, but I think it just changes the whole complexion of how the game gets played. But that's why you play the game. That's why things happen, and it happened for a reason. That's what it was. But after that, you just keep going back and you keep reflecting on, for me, just the whole season, and we didn't have a lot of time off. The game was on December 13th, and we were back in the weight room a month later, middle of January. We took a couple weeks off early because I just thought the kids needed a little bit of a break. But middle of January, we were back at it. But I don't know, man. It's so hard for me, and I know for the kids as well. But it was just so hard to put that amount of work in, and time and effort, and then that be the results.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we're happy that we got there, and we're obviously what we've done throughout the year. You can't shake a stick at that, man. To be 13-1 and do things in this county that hadn't been done in 33 years. There's so many things that goes into. Yeah. I mean, we talked, and there was a lot of things at the beginning of the year last year that made you go, "Is this the year?" I mean, obviously we had a really good football team. It was back in Charleston.
Yeah.
It had been 33 years since they'd been there. That number's special to me. So I think a lot about stuff. And so when I was thinking about all that stuff, I thought, man, how special? How special would that be? And how special was it? You know what I'm saying? for our community, I think for our community it was huge to get that excitement and be able to get behind that group of guys and cheer them on each and every Friday night. It's a magical story, man, and it didn't have the happiest of endings, but it's still a happy ending.
Yeah.
It's still a happy ending, and I was just proud of those guys after the game to hold up that state runner-up trophy as I would have been holding up the state championship trophy. Obviously, we all wanted to walk away there with a win, but, man, to do what we did in the ways that we did it, special, completely special.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a pretty amazing thing. John, you and I have talked about this. Well, I guess we've talked about it with Coach Burdett too, is just how we've been chasing that feeling from 1990 and 1991 again. And
Yep.
we saw a bit of that 2 years ago. We saw some people getting excited about the program. Saw some people getting excited about the program at that point. But it didn't go full effect until after the I mean, it was in full effect for the year this past year, but it really went nuts when the playoffs began after that first game that we won.
Yeah, it took me back to Spencer High School, that same feeling and the playoff run. That was that I still have chills thinking about the playoff run that we had. You know, playing a tough Chapmanville team that they came out and played.
They weren't no joke.
Yeah, they were not. They were
good
not.
team.
Watching the film prior to that, you're thinking, man, these guys can play, and they're going to be a good team this year. And then you've got Independence, which is just Independence. Always one of those. It's not quite a rivalry game, but we've had some pretty tough
on our
games.
saddle since 21,
They
right?
have been. And then to take on a Scott team that was, supremely good. Some guys that were a little, they were amped up before the game, and the way that we handled it and the way that we absolutely dominated that game, that was just a great feeling. And then to be in the stands in Charleston and be with, when you turn around, you looked up the stadium and there was just waves of maroon and it was an awesome feeling, and like Coach said, proud of those guys no matter what happened, and it was an awesome run, and it took me back to being 11, 10, 12 years old when Spencer High School did that, and to get that feeling a couple times, man, it's unreal.
And you forgot about the bye week at the beginning of the playoffs.
That's
that
true.
was magical.
That's true. I tried to forget about that.
The week we were preparing for Moorfield.
Right.
Sheesh. And then on Thursday they said, never mind, you're going to play Chapmanville.
Right.
That was special.
That was
Yeah.
something I tried to forget about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. That was
Or you
wild.
go back to the beginning of the season when, we changed classes 2 days
Right,
before the
right.
season started. That was
Yeah.
pretty awesome as well.
A lot of people changed classes, and I said that was interesting to me. I found myself broadcasting West Virginia High School State Baseball Championship action. And one of the first-round games that I had to broadcast was Class AAA Ripley versus Class AAA Frankfort.
Interesting.
Yes, that was quite interesting to me that I was doing a Class AAA Frankfurt game after watching a Class AA Frankfurt football team.
Yes.
No Skioff there knows they were a good team. They were obviously, I would say they were one of the best teams in the state of West Virginia, as would I say about us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, the cream of the crop in Class AA. No one would have been close to the two teams that were on the field that night. And again, as Coach Burdett said, it just didn't happen for us. But that's fine. When we look back on it, everybody was taken on a magical ride, Coach. And I imagine you're a man about town. You're around here and there. You go out and about. What was it like while the run was going, or did you even have time to process that? I'm sure you probably got stopped from time to time, at least. People asking questions about the team, how's it going to go. And I'm wondering, did it build and build each and every playoff Friday night into the championship game?
So I'm almost a hermit when football season hits. I'm not lying. I won't go to Walmart. It's the truth.
Probably not a bad idea.
When the game's over on Friday night, I go over, I see Ange, I see the kids, I see my mom and dad, see her mom and dad, and I walk to the locker room, and that's probably the last mingling with the public I have until the following Friday night.
So you're not up for like somebody giving you some plays?
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I had an idea.
So back in my day,
Now as far as people, getting to talk to people, that type of stuff, unless I see them at school, it probably doesn't happen. But it was awesome to drive through town and on the way back and forth each Friday and see all the Raider stuff throughout our county and throughout our town, and see the excitement that was in our community, and obviously the send-off to the state championship game was awesome, to see as many people as there was from the bypass all the way to McDonald's,
Yep.
And then on the way up, people's cars passing us, beeping, blowing horns, and that part was awesome. But no, as far as interaction with public, I go into hermit mode, and I talk. Other than my wife, I talk to Coach Ford, and that's as far as adults go.
Tobias
And
is
you guys, I see you guys on Wednesdays.
yeah,
so
yeah.
Nobody stops me on Wednesdays after the show and says anything, so that's
Yeah.
good. Don't start now.
We like to, Coach, we like to insulate you from the general public when we can, as best we possibly can. Maybe that's why he was so averse to us bringing this down into the public, because before it was at my station,
Right.
and nobody could get in.
Oh,
His
yeah.
doors locked and everything.
Yeah,
Now,
security at the doors.
now he's exposed to the elements, but he has handled it quite well. I have a really funny story when we leave the air about our new sideline reporter and what she has to say about how he is on Friday nights during football season. We're going to talk with Coach Burdett about the upcoming football season here in just a second. Got to give a little love, though, to our exclusive sponsor, Doug and Angie Walker, and again, I can say Clay and the rest of the crew. DW Excavating, sponsor again of the Raider Review. We'll be right back.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of Auburn County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
John, 7, 8, 9, 10 years now. This still is
I
my
don't even
first
know.
show of the year.
I'd like to go back and figure out how long we have done the Raider Review.
Listen.
Do you remember?
Yeah, it's-
This is year 15 for me as head coach. We've been doing it since the beginning, have we not?
we've been doing it a long time, I know that.
I think we started the first year, if not the second.
It's been close.
It's been close. I can't remember. Gosh.
Listen, again,
Long time.
So-
How's that?
It's been a long time.
I'm still getting messages from people saying it's loud, blah, 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 blah. Let me explain something to you all out there in radio, or not radio, streaming land right now. After last year, Swolby took this laptop and did something to it and erased all the stuff we had on there. I don't know what he did with it. So I am, yes, blaming him once again for the issues that we're having today. I am blaming Swolby because he's not here to defend himself. He is messaging me, though, and he's giving me frowny faces and all that stuff. So, episode number 1. There he is again on Complete Lies. Nope. I'm
That's
just
not
saying.
even Swolby. That's Justin Taters.
Yeah, that's Justin Taters. We were trying to figure out how many years we've been doing this show, guys. I don't know. It's been a long time, and I do appreciate all the years we've spent just talking about Roane County athletics and, of course, Raider football. And, John, you and I went on a magical ride with the crew last year. We, for the first time in 16 years as a crew, my first time in 18 years, sat in the stands for a Roane County High School football game. I was unprepared for that.
Yeah, that was a different thing because it was. It was just tough not to get the chance to talk about the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was good. It was a good time. We had a good time. Got to hang out with Rodney Cox, that does a lot for the Roane County Raiders. He's the voice at County Stadium. Got to hang out with him beforehand, and got to see a lot of the fans that we see at the games,
Yeah.
but we don't get a chance to talk to a whole lot because we're broadcasting, unless they're trying to talk to us with their headphones on.
We also, Coach, you didn't get any of this. I mean, we had numerous people. Are you not broadcasting the game tonight? We're like, no, I don't have that kind of money, Coach. All right,
We don't have that pool
an
yet.
NIL deal for you, but
Listen,
not that much.
That messed up the whole mojo of the night too.
Is that what it was?
gosh.
You know, we
No
could have just.
pregame interview.
Oh, I know.
Listen. I think I've created a monster, so I do apologize with that, Coach. That we have done so many things the exact same way for so many years, and once we didn't have it on the biggest stage, I blame myself for the loss. I'll tell you that. I do
I
apologize.
mean, obviously it wasn't your choice, but
No.
yeah.
here I am.
If I had the choice, yeah.
Guys are stretching. I'm done
did you
shaking
say-
hands, and
Did you just say, thank you, Drew, appreciate it?
I walked to the back of the end zone, stood on the right-hand side of the field.
Oh, yeah, I watched.
I just mumbled something for about a minute and a half, and I said, "Thanks, Drew. We appreciate it."
I'm sorry. I could have at least gone down there and yelled an interview to you.
Yeah, I mean, we
From a
could
distance.
have made something
I
happen.
would have liked to have seen Drew go over and get tackled by the security.
No, listen, I have enough contacts. I probably could have found a way to get
You
on
could
the
have found
field.
you a press pass. For sure.
I could have done that. I really now am. It's
too late now, Drew.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking way worse about myself now than I even was then. Okay, so Coach, I said I would only talk about last year one time, and we may touch on it here and there throughout the year, but it's a new year for your team. You have a 2025 Roane County High School program that you have a lot of confidence in returning players. There's a lot of really good, talented athletes coming back when it comes to skill position sets. Now, you're replacing the three-headed monster. Everybody knows it. Let's not even act like nobody's talked about that. You lose Lane, Shea, and Clay. That is what it is. You lose a couple of big linemen. We're not going to talk about what you've lost, although we love those guys so much. Let's talk about filling in those positions with guys who saw it last year, who lived it last year, who practiced against it last year, and who now have an opportunity. I wouldn't even put this as this is my responsibility now. This is my opportunity for these guys to step in and fill the role and make a name for themselves. And I like what we have coming back. Number one, you've got a 4-year starter at quarterback, and you've got his, basically called a battery mate, his center. It's really nice to have that connection between those two. You said, obviously, in the paper, you've never had a 4-year starter, all 4 years as a quarterback. You got that to settle the flow of the offense, and you've got a really, really talented defense as well. You've got a lot coming back here this year.
We do. And there's obviously new people, new faces and new positions, but we'll start with the offensive line. I mean, you return 3 14-game starters on the offensive line with Colton Elliott at center, who, listen, I can be biased because that's my job. He's as good as any center in the state, in my opinion. And beside him to his right is Hogan Greathouse at right guard. Hogan, second-team All-State guy last year, so brings back a wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience. And then 2 guys to his left is Richard Greathouse, who, all 3 of those guys started 14 games last year and just have so much experience. All of them very good offensive linemen. And then you fill in the other 2 gaps with some semi-new faces. Taking over for Tyson Freeland is Quentin Cooper. Quentin, started playoff games last year at tight end, moved him there to get a little extra blocking and a little bit more size in that position. He had started probably 2 or 3 games throughout the season, filling in for somebody here and there for injuries. Quentin was a guy who could have started in that position each game if we needed him to.
Yeah.
And then lined up beside Colton Elliott on his left is Braxton Browning. Braxton's a guy who has not seen a lot of varsity action, but Braxton has worked for 4 years. I remember as a freshman being in the weight room, just getting after it each day in the off season. Between his sophomore and junior year, he made big jumps in the weight room, even bigger jumps this past winter in the weight room, and he's earned that left guard position. And those guys do a really good job together. Next in on the offensive line, Hunter Pinson. Hunter's another guy. Hunter's just been riddled by injuries throughout his whole high school career. But kudos to Hunter. He stuck with it, kept coming back, kept working hard. Come off of another knee surgery last season and got in the weight room and worked hard this off season. And so he's the next guy in for any of those guys in some form or fashion. But that front line group is experienced, and they're knowledgeable, and they communicate really well, and that's a huge deal up front. You got to be able to communicate, and you got to be able to know what each other's going to do, and they've played long enough together, whether it be in a rotation last year or even throughout the summer and this year. They've gotten comfortable and they understand. Tight end positions, which are big for us right now, we always have a slash position, tight end / split end. That's Cooper Greathouse. Cooper played that last year, and a lot of times inside the box, Cooper's undersized, but he's not. He's never underworked.
It's physical.
He gets after it and understands how to use his body to block. And it doesn't have to be the most physical block. It's just got to be a effective block. And that's what I tell him. And he does a good job with that. When we go with a split end, he's a split end, catches the ball really well. Had a big catch Friday night in a scrimmage for a touchdown. But on the opposite side of that, Logan Wilson and Leo Rogers. Leo played a little bit of tight end last year. Logan played tight end all the time for the JV last year, and just a big old kid as a sophomore, probably 6'2", 195 pounds, and does a really good job blocking, does a good job catching the ball. So both those guys will see time at the tight end positions. And then you get in the backfield, right? That's where all the questions are at. You lose those 3 guys, and listen, we've been very fortunate over the years to have some really good backfields.
I was going to say that because we've been known for it.
Yeah, you talk about 22, and you had Briar and Skylar and Shea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you think, man, can you ever replace that backfield? And then the next year, Shea gets hurt, Shea goes down, Clay steps in and becomes a dominant fullback. You had Brandon Richardson, and you had
Lane.
Well,
you had
Sawyer to start with,
yeah.
and then we started rotating Lane in. And Lane started getting a little bit comfortable in the backfield. And then last year, right? Shea, Clay, Lane, Shea, Clay, Lane, and there's never one guy, and that's the whole.
Yeah, you can look at the stats.
Yes, it's hit here,
Yeah.
and always keep them guessing, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the whole point of going to the 3-back offense and double tight end and all the things that we do is to make sure that the defense always has to wonder which one of these cats is getting the ball.
Yeah.
And all 3 of those guys were effective in their own ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like Clay was going to pound it and get the tough yards every time.
Always.
Shea was going to be the scat back. He's going to juke and jive and make you miss, twist, turn. Lane's either going to outspeed you or he's going to run over you, 1 or 2. And he could juke you if he wanted to, but a lot of times he'd just juke into you.
Yep.
So those guys, and all 3 of those guys, first-team All-Staters in some aspect. Lane was in the backfield. Shea was defensive utility. Clay was defensive linebacker. And then up front, Noah Jett at offensive line. So it's hard to replace a group of guys like that, but there's always a but.
Whew, man.
There's always a but.
There are some talented kids in the backfield for you this year.
We knew what was standing there, right? We'll start off with the first one. Colton Starcher started at tight end last year for 14 games. Started a linebacker for 14 games. So I felt like last year, if something happens, we're okay. We put Colton in the backfield.
Right. Which we did see a little bit.
We did a little bit. He was back here in heavy, and he'd get back here off and on here and there. But so not a big transition to get Colton back here. He played running back his whole life, so it's not like you put him in a new position, right?
Yeah.
So he's comfortable there. Garrett Brabham, who's been a running back his whole life, now he kind of transitioned into the fullback spot, and he does a good job there. His speed and his strength is vital.
Yes.
Right? Like, he's not the biggest guy. He's 5'7" with cleats on and 165 pounds.
Taking a page out of Anderson's book right there.
Yeah, with cleats on. 165 pounds, but the other day somebody said pound for pound. I said, no, not pound for pound. He is the strongest guy on our team, regardless of how much anybody weighs. He benches 300 plus. He squats 515 plus, and he cleans 275 pounds.
That does remind me. I want a shirt. If Brandy or Terry are watching this, they made some muscle hamster shirts for him. He's the new muscle hamster. We used to give that title to Luke Scott, and so Garrett Brabham has infused that now. So I'll take one of those shirts if you guys got one.
And so he moves into the fullback, and then you got two other guys, fellas, and we've got some different looks. If you were at the scrimmage Friday night, you've seen where Colton was at fullback, and and then you got Javon and Brody at the wings,
Right.
Which is a different look for us, and it's something that we've worked on, throughout last week a little bit, and then we've worked on it even more this week. But Javon and Brody, number one, both have great speed.
Yes.
And extremely hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And so when you get the ball in those guys' hands, you never know what's going to happen other than it's going to be exciting.
Well, one thing we did know is when it came to Brody Proctor, obviously his defensive prowess, he was one of your defensive backs and played very well. And you knew last year that Brody Proctor had the capability, and you actually later in the season kind of sprinkled him in here and there on maybe some wing runs, some end arounds, things like that. And so you knew that when those other guys were graduated that he was going to have to be a factor in the offense as well as just his defensive prowess. We got a little taste of a tiny Javon Letourneau defensively. If you think all the way back to that Clay County game where you lost a couple of defensive ends, that's where Garrett Brabham all of a sudden showed up. And then you also had Javon Letourneau, who was just a freshman, who came in there and did his job as well. You knew that he was talented, but he also hit a little growth spurt, got in the weight room, and talk about the maturation of that young man who is now a sophomore.
So Javon, who, coming out of the season, obviously still a freshman. When we started in the weight room in January, the back group, the older groups with Starcher and Brabham and Jake and those guys grabbed Javon and said, you're not going in the young, you're staying here.
Yeah.
You're going to work with us. And, man, Javon put on, I don't know how many pounds, but quite a bit, and it's all muscle and strength. And the good news about it is he didn't lose a step.
Right.
I've watched Javon come up through the middle school or midget league, then the middle school, then obviously last year with us at the JV level, and I knew that Javon had the makings of a guy that could be pretty special with the ball in his hand, and just his running style is so fun to watch because he could be going left, and the next time you open your eyes up after a blink, he's coming back to the right, and he's very hard to get a hold of, and just skilled all around. If you saw the catch that he had Friday night, he goes up and goes above the guy and makes the catch and completely holds the ball above his head all the way to the ground. Javon's worked really hard, and he's got himself in a position to be successful, and excited to see what he can do with the ball in his hands on the offensive side of the ball.
So the question is now, Coach, obviously you've got all these new pieces to the puzzle, and you have to, it doesn't matter that they all were on the team last year, you've got to get the pieces to mesh together, and you've got a lot of time with these guys, and they've got a lot of time with each other, which always helps. But until you put it on the field, you can't really truly tell against another opponent. So you've had two scrimmages now. You had the controlled scrimmage at Doddridge, where, let's just be honest, and I've said this 1,000 times to many people, the first scrimmage, sometimes, and I guess with our kids, John, they just seem bored when they aren't allowed to go full bore. And I don't mean bored as in they're not going to try, but it's vanilla. That first scrimmage is more or less just to take some contact against the other team and maybe get some things going. You get last week's against Webster County, and you actually get a chance, Coach, to coach them in a live situation. And I imagine that when you look at that, you have, as a coaching staff, plenty to pick apart. But also, I imagine there were some really good things. There were some really good plays that happened throughout that scrimmage as well.
There was. We took a lot of good things from last week, but still a lot of things that you got to work on, things you got to clean up. But just seeing us, getting back to owning the line of scrimmage and reestablishing the line of scrimmage each and every play, and seeing our backs run downhill, backs run with confidence, seeing Jake throw the ball. Jake threw the ball Friday night as good as I've ever seen him throw it. He's looked really good throughout August throwing the ball. We could not be where we are today if we didn't have Jake Greathouse back there for 4 years.
Yeah.
Jake and I talked last night. How lucky has he been to be able to go through 3 years up to this year of learning and being with the great leaders that he had all the way through from his freshman year. You had Skylar and Briar and Colton back here with him, Paxton, and to let those guys groom him and get him to where he is today. He's very fortunate, and we're fortunate that we're able to have a guy that's been back here for 4 years and doesn't get rattled. Makes some mistakes sometimes, like he did today at practice, right, Jake? Nothing terrible. But to have the consistency there makes everything else around it a lot easier. It makes it go smoother and really makes your offense click. And the quarterback in our offense, it's not a glory position. That guy's not going to drop back and throw the ball 30 times a game. He's not going to run the ball 15 times a game, but he's going to control the game, and he's going to take care of the offense. He's got to know what everybody on that offense is doing and making sure that they know what their assignment is on each and every play. And Jake does a great job of that, and he's had to learn that over the years. He didn't just walk in his first year and go, "Up here I am." There's a lot of work that went into where he's at today, and to have that and let those other guys build around it, that's why we're able to be successful. That's why it's able to go as smooth as it is, because Jake's able to go out there and run the show and manage the offense. And the guys around him are pretty skilled.
Yeah.
And it's exciting for us to see what our offense looks like this year. Obviously, what the scheme's going to look like. What's those guys in particular going to look like?
Will the execution be there as well?
It's going to look a little different, Going to look a little different, but hey, it's a new year. Let's face it, last year looked different than 22.
Yeah, it absolutely
So each year has its new wrinkles and its own thing, and just excited to see these guys get out on the field and on the offensive side of the ball and see how things go. And the biggest thing for me is, at least 9 of your 11 starters on defense, sometimes or on offense, sometimes 10, started in 14 games last year.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. Maybe not in those exact positions, but they got 14 games of experience, and you can't knock that.
And they got high-level experience as well.
They got
One quick
high
story that I have to get with Jake and John Pennant will tell you this. You're talking about, he wasn't always prepared as far as the X's and O's were concerned, but I remember the first year he played football for us, John said to me, he's like, this kid is an absolute natural gifted quarterback. He's a quarterback, and he doesn't even know it yet. And you were not wrong about that. His talent has always been there.
Yep.
It's just working him into that quarterback position.
Well, yeah, he was a brand new kid to football as a B-teamer, so you could see it on him. And, Jake, knowing Jake, sometimes he was a little hard to read, especially when he was younger, because you didn't know if he was tuned in or he was taking it in, or he was or he wasn't. But then once he got his opportunity, you could see how focused he really became. And of course, like you said, the leaders that he's been around has been helpful. But now it's his turn to be that guy, and I think he's going to instill those kind of things in the younger guys that will have, because you have Brabham, he's a senior.
Yep.
Everybody else
there's
juniors,
coming back.
sophomore.
So
So
one of the things is winning breeds winning, and winning breeds a program that knows how you're supposed to do it to win. So hopefully that continues to roll, Coach. We're late in the show. I want to get your thoughts real quickly here on Greenbrier West, the upcoming opponents. Obviously, this was a game that was scheduled at your former alma mater, and not on the actual field that you played on. It wasn't grass back then, I think, but. I'm aging you a little bit there, but this was scheduled to be a part of the football classic at Glenville State University. Obviously, the field and the facility there are not quite finished, so this becomes an extra home game for you guys. And you get a new opponent in Greenbrier West, a team that obviously had a lot of talent last year, has brought back a huge line and some more talent. What have you seen with these guys? What are we expecting coming Saturday night?
Well, number one, I don't know if everybody realizes it, but Greenbrier West played for a state championship in 23.
Yeah.
And so they're only 2 years removed from being on a championship field. So obviously it's a good program down there, and the coaches do a great job. They're technically sound all over the field. They got great talent, big up front, and they've played some good opponents in the preseason. Pendleton County, who was a playoff team last year in Single A. Then obviously last week they played Nicholas County, who is a AAA team who is going to be a pretty good one this year. So
back on the schedule.
Yeah, so they played a tough preseason schedule, and I feel like they've done a good job in both of those scrimmages. And it's really hard to tell. That's what I hate the worst about first games.
Yeah.
You get two scrimmages, you don't get to watch an actual game, and sandbagging, man. You know what I mean?
Vanilla.
It's hard when somebody sandbags, and you gotta try to figure out what they're going to do, and you haven't seen everything.
totally different defense.
I feel like he was anticipating the next conversation I was going to have, which was run heavy, pass heavy, balance, and he was going to just avoid that all.
Oh, we can talk about it. I'm an open book. But I don't know, but I do know they're coached very well, and I know they're going to be technically sound all over the ball, and I'm sure they'll have a good plan for us. So it's exciting to be able to play a new opponent. Exciting to be able to play another good program, and it's even more exciting they got moved from Glenville to Roane County. So
Yes, right.
We don't have to travel far on for Saturday.
I like that. I like an extra home game anytime.
I just can't figure out why we're doing the radio show on Tuesday.
I'm sorry. Again, I have already got you off balance for this week again.
Yeah, got Brogan confused.
Hey, how about this?
Tuesday.
Adam Anderson tuning in. He's going with the old-fashioned robust right call. Robust right. I was on the sidelines dreaming of glory while you guys were out there.
I thought it was
those
Raider
plays.
right. It could have been robust right.
Although, speaking of Nicholas County, that was my first and only pick.
Well, touchdown was
In an
mine
actual
to
high
back
school football game, John, I actually intercepted a pass to secure a victory against Nicholas County.
Paul and I had a different experience at Nicholas County. It was his
yeah,
senior
sorry.
year.
Hey, we were winning 21-0 at one
Yeah,
point.
you started out good.
We
You
were
started
great.
good.
We were doing really good.
Anyways, Coach, we're excited about another
0-16.
season of Raider football. Obviously, we're excited about this new group. The cool thing about it is we know that there's guys back, but you're still like, ooh, we want to wait and see what happens with the skilled guys on the field and how everybody meshes together. Regardless of what happens this year, we're excited about this season once again. The program has been built into what we always thought it could have been, and it is so much fun to be there and to have the program built. The expectations are what they are within your all's locker room. It's kind of fun to watch some of those expectations filter out into the state of West Virginia. Obviously, people are excited about Roane County for, I would say, legitimately the first time in a preseason ever.
Yeah,
So-
you got a little love last year. They really didn't know what was coming.
Right.
Not to the full extent that it was. But you know what? And you get to the state championship game, but that doesn't happen by chance, and so people start giving you respect, and and that stuff's great. It's awesome that our program is being noticed, and people have expectations for us as we have for us. It's just got to fall on deaf ears inside that locker room, because the only thing that matters is 7:30 Saturday night. Now, listen, we got to talk a little bit about defense, because we didn't mention defense.
Oh, my
There's some
goodness.
guys
My
on that
bad.
side of the
Sorry
ball.
about
Yeah,
that.
see,
You're a little slow these
I've
days.
kind of turned the corner to the other side of the ball, so I got to take care of my defense. You know what I mean?
Is this real life?
This is crazy to hear this. I'm a defensive guy myself, and I just kind of shied away from it most of the
That's
time.
right. Hey, listen, obviously coming back, our defense is secondary, full of experience. Brody Proctor's getting ready to be a 3-year starter. Jake's a 3-year starter. Coop's a 2-year starter, and we're going to fill in for Shea with Javon Letourneau, who,
he can step into those shoes.
I think he can.
That position.
He's got a lot of Shea in him
Yeah.
when it comes to moves and ability. Not got the height that Shea's got,
Right. Shea, just a couple inches tall.
a little bit taller. But Javon does a great job, and so pretty solid in the secondary, I feel like. Up front, we return a lot of experience up front. When you get to the defensive ends, both those guys started for the majority of the season last year, Garrett and Leo, and then you can throw a couple of new faces in there that you're going to see quite a bit. Colton Elliott's a ball player, and he went through some type of transformation over the winter.
Not quite Ori May.
Made himself.
He got a little thinner.
Made himself not look like a lineman, although he is. He is a lineman.
He is a
And
lineman.
He's really good at it. But Colton's done a really good job on defense, and I'm excited to see him get out on the field and work in that position. He was always a betweener guy when it come to defense. Really wasn't quite big enough to big in the box, but really wasn't quite speedy enough to be on the edge, and now he's maybe good enough to be on the edge.
All right.
He's kind of proven it here over the last few weeks.
Oh, my
and,
God.
like what he does in there. And then Logan Wilson, also talked about him on offense.
We saw a good bit of him in JV ball last year as a defensive end. And It was fun to see.
Logan is really good on both sides of the ball. He's just a pup, but he's learning each and every day and getting better each and every day. There's still some things, some bad habits we're trying to break, and he knows it when he does it. He looks at me and shakes his head, and he knows I'm also shaking my head, but we're getting it. That's part of being young and part of learning. Inside, man, you bring Richard Greathouse, who had all kinds of reps last year. Hogan Greathouse, who had all kinds of reps last year. Quentin Cooper, who had all kinds of reps last year. And you can throw Braxton Browning into that situation there a little bit. Linebacker. All right. Let's face it, Lane and Clay both could have been first-team linebackers last year.
Yeah.
Clay was. Lane could have been as well. Both those guys just phenomenal at what they did. And that you don't get to that level of linebacker in 2 months. It doesn't happen.
It's going to take time.
It takes time, and I can remember Lane's junior year. Lane played in the secondary for us as a freshman and a sophomore. In his junior year, we moved him to linebacker, and played all season. And he'd just get griped at because he'd make a wrong read or go the wrong direction. And we come off the field after losing the Independence his junior year, and he said, "Coach, I figured out how to play linebacker tonight." I said, "Do what?" He goes, "I figured out how to play linebacker tonight." He said, "Next year's going to be good." I said, "All right."
He wasn't lying.
And he wasn't lying. I don't know what clicked that night. Something made sense to him. He saw something that made sense, and he put it in his head, and he never forgot it, and it was pretty good. So that was the biggest hole that we could see coming in. And saying that, but you got Colton Starcher, who was played linebacker last year, but in a different role.
Right. He just
Colton
shifts
was
around a little bit.
Colton was a blitzing linebacker and would walk up and play edge and do some different things. And so getting him to go back and sit down and now have to see it and read it and react and get to the ball, it's a little bit new for him. Didn't have to do a lot of that last year. It's coming. He's getting better each and every time we get out on the field. And Carson Casto, who's just a thorn in our side every time last year when we go offense, when the scout team defense goes over, he's always standing in the hole every play. And so, so Carson kind of had a leg up on the other position, and he plays a good linebacker. And then, of course, we've moved Leo Rogers back there and got him some reps because you want to make sure that whoever's in there, we're sound.
Yeah.
And got to make sure that if something happens, we're still sound. And so both of those guys have worked back there with Colton, and I think, for a while here we'll probably continue some type of rotation just to try to get things feeled out and make sure that it's what we need it to be. Cooper comes in and plays in the box a lot. Talked about Colton being a between guy last year. Cooper's kind of a between guy. Yeah. He'll cover from the box or play the box and then go out and cover in the spread. So a lot of experience coming back on the defensive side of the ball, and excited to see those guys go out. Big shoes to fill, just like on offense. It's no different, guys. Yeah. But, again, when you talk about defense, guess what? You still got 9 guys who started 14 games on one side of the ball or the other last year.
Again, guys who have been through the fire, guys who have played at a high level now,
guys
who
have played
have
in
been
a state
Charleston.
championship.
Yes. I have never been more excited to talk about defense than I just hear Coach Burdett talking about defense. We spent more time on defense tonight than we probably have in the combined years previous.
Hey, listen, sometimes you go to the dark side.
It's okay.
I like it. But don't worry, I can't.
The water's warm over on the dark side still, Coach.
You know what's bad, though? Here's what's bad. Obviously, I'm getting old, okay? The age factor's coming in play. So Coach May calls the majority of the offense, and I still call some stuff here and there. But usually when I do, I've got something messed up because I'm out of tune. And I'll call play, and I'll go to the line, and I'll run it, and I'll wonder why it looked the way it did, and then I realize that's on me, guys. It's on me. I
bet you Cody loves that.
I'll call this pass play. Today, Coach had called a pass play, and I told Logan, hey, listen, you got to do this. And I turned around, and Coach was looking at me, and I said, what? He goes, what do you think I called? And so I told him, and he goes, that's not what I called. And I said, okay. Hey, Logan, never mind. Who's this?
Right now, Cody's at home.
He's just smiling.
Feet propped up, just hands behind his head.
Right now, he's on Spotify, and he's looking up Hank Williams Jr. Dinosaur. And, Coach Burdett's the dinosaur of the offensive crew now.
Oh, man.
Coach, we're excited about this, man, obviously. We don't know. It's a new year. It's an unknown still, even though we know these guys are back. A lot of guys back in different positions. The talent is obviously there. The know-how, the excitement, the experience is there. It's just putting all those pieces together and seeing what happens when it comes to a Friday night or now a Saturday night football game. Again,
still
folks,
Friday.
Saturday. I tell you what, County Stadium and the field is going to get a whole lot of use this weekend. Friday night there is a ball game. Of course, Clay County and Midland Trail have moved their game because of the field at Clay County not being ready. Saturday at 2:30, Williamstown and James Monroe will face off, and then at 7:30 p.m., of course, they save the best for last, John Penna. 7:30, it will be Rome County, and a new opponent on the schedule. Sean Black tuning in, by the way. We're happy to be back. Yeah, seat at the table. First team defense, seat at the table.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
Everybody knows that shit.
Yes.
Well, we all know it because how many times did we watch it?
Oh, my gosh.
John, as always, I like to give you the final-ish words. Real quick, what's coming up next week for well, don't worry, I'll get that. What's coming up next week for middle school football? Is there a game yet?
Well, we have a scrimmage tomorrow.
Okay, scrimmage tomorrow.
Yeah, so there's going to be extra games on the field.
Football. So.
Yeah, tomorrow, Calhoun and Wirt County Middle Schools, WVRC Calhoun, WVRC Wirt.
I neglected to mention that tonight because Coach Burdett is
just
here.
want to go ahead and say that. Anyways, all three of the teams we're gonna scrimmage starting at 6:30. Give a chance to see what our middle school guys can do.
Fantastic.
So that's Thursday night. Friday night is Clay at Roane County against Midland Trail, and then a couple games on Saturday.
Big day Saturday, folks. One thing I love about this, it is a football season. Nobody can take that away. Football season is back.
If you're a football lover, what a weekend.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
What a weekend.
Like 4 games or 4 days of or 3 days of football at County Stadium plus college is happening.
I'm going to be at County Stadium at 2:30 watching the Williamstown James Monroe game. I'm probably going to have my phone pulled up on some sort of college football game
Yes.
as well. I'm going to Work County Friday night to help the crew over
Right.
at Work County for their opener against Eastern Ohio. It's football. That's
Just
all it is.
imagine being able to watch that much football.
Oh,
just
dude.
imagine. It'd be nice. I won't
can't-
see any of it. but
Can't wait. Bart
Saturday
Scott
night.
style. Can't wait. Clay Walker tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
Clay,
Clay.
speaking of your first team All-State defensive linebacker.
Hey,
He's
by the
still-
way, that was history last year.
Yeah.
Never, ever before in any Roane County sports has there ever been 4 first-team
Right.
All-Staters on one team.
Right.
Well, Clay Walker's putting out challenges already this year. He said, I better see at least 10 tackles from Starcher or I'll have to suit back up.
Oh, Clay.
Well, I hope
Give me
Starcher
chills,
gets
buddy.
9. Hope Starcher gets 9 Saturday night, and Clay's got to suit back up.
That'd be great.
25's waiting for you there, Clay.
I'll tell you one thing. I know he's still in shape. He's in playing shape. I've seen Clay Walker recently. My goodness, it scares me. Luckily, I know him. And
His
he's nice
arms
to me,
are
so.
his arms are almost as big as mine. Almost, Clay.
Hey,
His arms are as big as my
Clay,
head is.
give your little cousin a hard time when you see him next time, too.
Coach Burdett's, it's time to flip off the coach's hat and put on your meteorology hat. What's the weather supposed to be like? Boy, what a week we've had of weather after an entire summer of brutal humidity and heat and then tons of rain.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better week, could you?
No.
I told the kids today, I was walking, I forgot my whistle, and I'm walking back off the field. I said, you guys couldn't have drawn up a better day to practice football.
Oh.
Sun's out, blue skies, and it's nice and cool. I mean, there's guys barely sweating out there. Probably didn't run them enough.
I don't think you did.
Should have run them triple on a day like today.
I was thinking the same
Is it going to be similar to that Friday? Saturday night?
Saturday's going to be nicer. There's no humidity. The heat's a little bit more, 81, not in the 70s, but not hot. But
sun
by
goes down.
kickoff at 7:30, guys, you're probably
gorgeous.
talking upper 60s, I would say, lower 70s. Just absolutely gorgeous. It'd be a great night of football.
It'll be prettier than when I wax my back hair.
Ooh. I'm gonna have a good
I'd
time.
like to watch that.
Goodness. That's two rough.
It's been a fun time here. I want to thank, of course, DW Excavating, our sponsor for the show once again all season. And again, thank you to Jorge and his crew here at Route 33 Steakhouse. We invade every Wednesday night. We'll be back next Wednesday night. We'll talk about the Saturday night football game that just took place, and we'll get into a lot of other sports that are taking place. I want to thank Toby Ford, our athletic director, for stopping by and giving out the information that people need when it comes to parking situation and the cost of these games, because they were not originally scheduled as Roane County home games. So a lot of different things on the list. If you have any questions about that, follow Toby Ford, follow Coach Burdett, follow Roane County High School on Facebook. You can get all those questions answered, or just call the high school and ask for Toby directly. I'm sure he'll be wide open, John.
I was gonna say, you're putting it on Coach Burdett too. I don't think he wants
Sorry,
that.
Coach. Yeah,
he doesn't want that responsibility.
Don't call Coach Burdett. He's going to be hermetized between
Listen,
now
Toby
and
explained.
Saturday.
Toby explained everything, so nobody's gonna ask any more questions about that.
I'm sure there'll be no more questions.
Doug Walker, absolutely, you guys are ready for some football right now.
100%, folks. It's been a great night. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us. We'll be back next Wednesday night. It is the Raider Review, Episode 1. In year number, we have no idea, folks. See you later.